Well, good morning. We are out between Posta, Quemada, and Pistol Hill doing a little hike. That's been the last quarter mile of our hike from that last section in the Canela Hills. I stepped on a roller and went down. Didn't really hurt anything real badly, but I could feel some stretching in my one leg. And it was on my bad knee leg. Then the next morning we got up and did a 7-mile just road walk into Patagonia. And then by the end of that, my knee was really hurting. So yesterday we had a resupply day in Tucson and gave my knee a rest. And today we're out. I've got my Sherpa babe back there who's carrying all the stuff. We're just taking a little day pack and see if we can get another little 5 miles. And knee's feeling decent, not too bad. But this area is just so awesome. Red rock and the cactus. Oh, and there's my Sherpa babe, my favorite part of the trip. He's helping me get through this, and I think we're gonna make it. This is what we call break along the trail. I have my Kind bar. Actually, it's not a Kind bar, it's a Kirkland bar. Went to Costco yesterday and for resupply. That was a good deal. But I'm so glad to be back on the trail. What are you thinking, Sherpa babe?
It's beautiful out here. It's really nice. Yeah, I love it. Well, today we are in Passage 8. We are hiking from La Posta Quemada Ranch through the Posta Quemada Canyon. We're not quite there yet. Kind of over a little pass. I think that Granny kind of explained how she had hurt her knee the other day. She just had a little fall, but strained the knee enough to cause some trouble. So we're just doing it. We're rehabbing on the trail. We took kind of a day off yesterday and kind of had an easy time of it. Went and did a bunch of resupply and all that business. And today we're just going to do like a little 5-miler. Hopefully we're going to take it real easy. We're taking it pretty slow, which is super. That's exactly what we should do. And that's the plan for the day. Kind of got to get over one little pass up here. We're going to go up the Posta Quemada Canyon. It has kind of an interesting little history to it. I hadn't read that before when I came through here. This was an old stage stop that they used. I don't know if going from where to where. I actually would like to know that and don't know. But it was a stage stop, and I'm sure the reason is because there's a couple of pretty active little streams. There's water here probably. And so now it's kind of a dude ranch. They built they found a cave here called, I think it's called Colossal Cave, I think. And so the people at the ranch found the cave, and then the government developed it way back in the Depression years, 100 years ago, into a big visitor thing. And so it's kind of cool that way. Got places going for it. Last year I was kind of hoping that I'd run into some of the wildlife on the trail. Never really did, but Calamity Jean and Granny, I guess she was Doc in those days. Calamity Jean and Granny went to the cave and they seen all this wildlife there that I never got to see. Yeah, you see that line of trees out there? That's cottonwood, that's what that is. And it's a sign that there's water there more or less permanently. Anytime you come up over a pass in Arizona and you look out there and you see a bunch of them, you go, oh, there's water there. So that is almost certainly why the Posta Quemada Ranch is here.
Well, good morning. We are back on the trail after a little break and visit with friends, which included a hot shower. Woo! And it also gave my knee a little bit of a break, which was good. And this morning we've got about a 5+ mile little hike. And so far, knee is doing better. So I'm very, very pleased about that. And for a couple days I was afraid it might take me out or off the trail longer. I just passed 50 trail miles, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, things are going well. I'm going packless. Sherpa Babe back there, he's carrying all the pack. And we've got a couple more just car hops planned where we can do a Slackpack without carrying packs or camping. Which I'm hoping we're southbound at this point. Gabe Zimmerman went under the I-10 where the Snake underpass is. Pretty cool. And we're gonna go southbound now through to Patagonia, or close to Temporal Gulch where we left off on our northbound trek. And then we will actually have all of the trail, except for about 14 miles on Miller Mountain. We will have that all done from Mexico to Tucson and Mica Mountain. So that's a pretty big accomplishment. I'm excited about that. And doing good. Beautiful day. We had one of the problems with car hopping is got up this morning to get an early start and we had a low tire, which we're set up to get it pumped up and all that kind of stuff, but put us off schedule a little bit later than we were wanting to get on trail. But it's a nice cool day, so doing good.
Well, here we are on the trail between Gabe Zimmerman and Saurarita Road. Kind of pretty little section, super easy hike. Nice and flat. Lots of the trail is sandy and nice, and not too rocky. It's pretty. It's good. It's pretty and it's good. Really cold earlier with the wind going on. Kind of warmed up a bit now. I like that part. And yeah, see what it's like. It's just desert. You know, if you've never seen a desert, you wouldn't think it was just desert, but I've seen a bit of desert in my life, so it's just desert. And it's pretty though. It's really nice. And yeah, we're gonna get over the car here in probably about an hour. Take the rest of the afternoon off, I think. Get all set up for doing the next chunk. Clear up to Twin Tanks, I believe. And yeah, we'll think about it. Have a bit of a rest. We'll see how Sherry's knee's doing.
I just finished 50 miles on the Arizona Trail. If Calamity was here, I'd be having a party. It makes me really miss her, but one thing I know is she'd be really proud of me.
Well, there you go. Looks like a sunrise in the Santa Ritas over there. Pretty cool. It's actually a big old thing going on. Look at that. Pretty nifty. We're out early here trying to beat the heat, and been working on getting Granny up to speed here after she hurt her knee last week. We've been doing about 5 miles a day or 6. Today's a 6 miler plus the half an hour of the half a mile that we have to walk from the truck to get to the trail. And look at that, twin tanks right down there. You see that water? Last year I was here and there was not a skitch of water down there, not a bit. Yeah, things are a lot wetter this year. It's pretty nice. And yeah, it's a beautiful morning. I mean, it's cold. It's January. It should be cold. I think it's January 17th today. And now starting tomorrow, we're going to do 6 days of actually camping out. So, well, what it'll be is 3 days of camping, and then 3 days into the, and then 3 days into the, 3 days in the camper as well. So that'll get us through this whole southern chunk, all the way from Micah Mountain clear to Miller Mountain. Now we would do Miller Mountain now, I think. I think Granny's up to it, probably. But the problem is there's just a bunch of snow up there. I mean, there's probably 2 or 3 feet of snow up there. And that makes for some really hard hiking. And I know of one guy that just went through there not long ago. So it's probably all nice and post hold. You know, you could do it, but it would be very unpleasant. And it could be hard on you, potentially, you know. So even dangerous. I mean, you might take something out, you know. I did it last year and regretted it, basically. There's actually 2 tanks of water here. It's pretty cool to see so much water on the trail this year. Really, I don't know. It just makes water carries and all that stuff so much easier to not have to, you know, to have more water around. So I'm loving it. Gosh, it's a beautiful sunrise. Look up there behind me, like up above. I don't know if you can see that. That's cool.
Well, report on the knee, feeling much better. So I think we've done good just going easy. It seems to be recouping. So, and we're getting a few miles in, so that's good. Got my pack back on today, and I'm super excited. We have the next 6 days should be able to get through all of this lowland, and I will get my first mountain, Mount Wrightson. We've been going through the Santa Ritas, but it's pretty easy, really good trail. So yeah, doing good. This trip has been it's just, I don't know. This trip has been interesting as we're bouncing back and forth from the camper to the trail, and I've got all the memories of Mom and I meanwhile back at the camper, and I'm getting to see what it's like from Daryl's end doing the trail. So yeah, it's interesting. Yesterday we came in, had a really low tire, had to go into Tucson, and first we went to Big O, and he doesn't touch studs, and basically wanted to sell us a whole new set of tires because they were more than 6 years old, even though they were almost brand new. And we would have had to wait till today because he would have had to order them. Daryl and I are like, what? So we found another fellow down Tucson, Raphael's tire shop. Shout out to Raphael and his tire shop. Nail in the tire. $10 later, he's got it fixed, and off we go. And we looked up the whole, is there a law in Arizona about old tires? And there isn't. There's not a law. It's just a way for them to give you the sales runaround, I guess. And shops in Arizona are kind of noted for doing that. So, I'm sold on Raphael. And that's the news from the trail.
Well, good morning, crowd. Here we are, headed to, now where are we headed? We're headed to a place called Twin Tanks. We won't make that today, but we will get there tomorrow morning sometime, probably, assuming all goes well. Can't ever be sure about all going well, but it's a beautiful morning. I mean, it's nice and warm. There's actually a little bit of rain forecast. Now in Arizona, weather forecasts are sketch. You just don't actually get to know in Arizona. I mean, unless they're saying it's going to be like ½ an inch or 3/4 of an inch or something like that, you don't really know if it's going to rain. It may turn off and rain, boom, a bunch, even if it just says it's going to be a little bit, or it may just not. So we have a little bit of rain forecast today, so it's hard telling what will happen. Mostly that's supposed to happen this afternoon and late into the evening, or early into the evening. And so yeah, it's nice and cool for walking. The sun is obscured by your clouds. I guess you probably can see that back there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, so that's the plan. Granny, her knee has improved. It's not just perfect, but it's still, certainly not getting worse. She's all motivated. Gotta say, hey, you gotta slow down a little bit. There's no reason to go so fast. And so that's a good sign of good spirits.
We are northbound in the Santa Rita Mountains. I think Daryl filled you in on where we were going and where we were from. It's been a good morning. I thought I'd share with you guys a little bit of my secret weapon mess. So I found this fellow on YouTube, Gear Skeptic, and he has a series on hiking nutrition. Love it. I think I may have said something in another video about his recovery drink. Well, taking his optimal macro ratios, I have made me a breakfast bar out of oats, ground up oats, so oat flour, pecans, roasted pecans, some sugar, a little bit of sugar, and dark chocolate chips. The whole idea with it is having the simple sugar, complex carbs, and then your fats for kind of a longer burn on the trail. At home, I am not a breakfast eater. I usually have a cup of coffee and that's it. But on the trail, I want to try and get breakfast in. So, anyway, it's just a recipe I kind of made up. Can't even tell you portions on it, but if you watch his stuff, you could kind of come up with the same sort of deal if you wanted to. I really like all of his hiking nutrition stuff, and he also has a database that you can download for free that gives you all kinds of information about hiking foods. So there's your semi-pro tip for the day, or let's learn together tip for the day.
This little guy's got spunk. Gonna get took on by the calves around here. That's pretty good.
Yesterday was a real challenge on my knee, lots of rocky up and down, but we made it through, and my hiking buddy, my Sherpa babe, it was threatening rain and I was getting worn out. He's like, you know what, let's find us a spot to camp here. We set up the tent and it started pouring rain. So we laid in there all cozy, quite nice. And I was really glad we stopped when we did. So, yeah, it's going good. Going good. This, I think, well, we have, not too bad. So, one of the challenges I'm bringing on the trail with me is about 30 pounds of extra weight, which should not be underestimated. I mean, trails are a great place to get in shape and do better, but you kind of got to remember that you've got the equivalent of about a 50-pound pack on your back. So, not to be underestimated. So far, we're doing good. One of the things with my trip, with my hike this year is right on the back of losing one of my very best friends. My mother passed in October, and I had the privilege of having the last year with her. It was very awesome. I feel like I learned a lot of valuable lessons, but yeah, grieving on the trail, it's hard, actually. Those of you who know grieving know it definitely takes some physical strength, some toll, just the grieving part. But it's a perfect place for me to do that, because my mother is the one who gave me the appreciation for the outdoors, and gave me my skookum. The lady was amazingly tough. So, what better place to remember and grieve an awesome relationship than out here where she would have loved to have been. So, yeah. It's a good day. We've got a couple more miles and we will hit Twin Tanks where Lexi, our other car, is waiting for us. And then we will car hop ahead, or behind, I guess. We're gonna car hop south and do the final chunk of the Santa Rita Mountains, where we'll then meet up with the Taj again and move south, and then we'll tackle Mount Wrightson. I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a challenge, but I think it'll be good.